Okay. So, here's the summary. I'm going to read this at the front. And once again, this scenario is titled The Scythian Front. So, it's winter, early 1918 UCE, and the eastern front of the Great War is disquiet. The Scythian Revolution is in effect, dismantling the Scythian Empire and replacing it with a new Vest Republic, dividing the massive country into two factions, red and white. Meanwhile, the federal states have just entered the war after Aztecan overtures on their southern border due to interference from the Stahl Empire, who have resumed unrestricted submarine warfare. However, the Czech legions and many other allied forces have managed to hold the Trans-Siberian Railway, which runs from Vladivostok to Moscow, in an effort known as the Siberian Intervention. Forces from the federal states, Fusang, Columbia Expeditionary Force, Sabine Empire, etc., are fighting to hold the railway and enhance the White Scythian forces in order to maintain stability in the region, so pressure might be placed on the Central Powers from the east once again. This effort is stymied by partisan fighters who damage infrastructure, harsh temperature conditions, conflicting motivations of allied powers, and increasing amounts of warlords and bandits attempt to take control across Siberia, Mongolia, and Manchuria. These things are currently complicating supply lines. This is also combated by increasingly frequent reports of heresy and possible black magic in the hinterlands, which has led MagCom and in the FS to issue new orders and begin deploying new forces to Siberia. Citadel Annapolis and Citadel West Point have issued new orders to all mages operating in the Siberian Intervention. 1. Ensure all allied units and supplies are protected and delivered promptly while under mage protection, and that all supplies arrive at their intended destination. 2. Any White Scythian allied magi are to be secured in the field and offered the fullest protection of the federal states should they wish to defect, and should they wish to defect, be recovered and extracted via Vladivostok. 3. Report all signs of heresy, Maleficarum, or the enemy. Anyone engaged in black magic should be neutralized immediately and a full report of their activities given to MageCom. Units may act outside normal restrictions to engage in witch-finding activities. So this is the orders you guys are all given before you are sent on a boat, probably from Alaska, to Vladivostok, Scythia, where you will get on a train.
Alright, so 1. Flex surprise. Protect supplies. 2. Protect mages. 3. Report black magic and Maleficarum. Correct?
Yep. That's the short version.
Alright.
So you guys are part of AF Siberia's Army 155th Company, the Supply Detachment, and you are currently the 767th Squad Mobile Infantry Mages, aka Tank Mages. So you are 767, which I randomly generated, so don't read too much into that. I should point out, by the way, when I say company, the regular mundane infantry and other units on the train are in fact company strength, which is a lot of guys to protect a train. But people keep stealing supplies, so... while technically called an armored train, it's also not really an armored train in the traditional sense. It's not like a super boss iron train with artillery cartridges and all that other stuff. It's not a tank on train tracks. Instead, your normal armoring is just they stuff sandbags in the walls.
Yeah,
stop the bullets. You also have a flatbed gun car. You've got a field gun in a sandbag position and then some ammo stored up on a flatbed car, should you need to shoot at anything with big guns. There's some mounted machine guns, which can fire from the roofs or the walls on a couple of cars, also. Those will be manned by regular infantry. You guys, as the mage unit, have your own car to sleep in, because there's 12 of you, you're a 12-man unit. You also have a storage car, which is basically a box car where they store your mobility units, your spare Ethereum cores, all of your other extraneous mage supplies. And should you need to dramatically ride out, the boxcar doors will slide open and mages with tanks on their feet will run out.
That's anime as fuck.
Yeah. So, you guys are led by Captain Flannery Arterbury, whose title is the Crimson Rider. And she is not happy to be here. As you may guess from her title, she was originally trained in cavalry. She graduated West Point, so she actually went to school military school for this as an officer. And she probably served a little on the border in either pre-war conflicts or the actual part where the Americans joined the war. But now she's a tank mage riding on a train in Siberia, which is not really where she wants to be. It's cold. She's a fire mage. She doesn't like it.
Wait, she's a what mage?
She's a fire mage. She's Magic Ignis. And like I said, she would much prefer to be fighting gloriously on the front, on the Western Front.
I'm also fire mage.
So yeah.
You two probably get along fabulously.
Basically, the level of which the captain likes you and how well you get along depends on how much you want to be here. Because if you're not happy to be here, the captain agrees with you and hopes that you can finish your job soon and get reassigned to an actual military effort. The regular infantry you are with are also not happy to be here, but they're not happy in different ways. They're a supply company mostly, protecting the supplies. There are several cars worth of supplies, ammo mostly, but also some spare rifles, some medical supplies, other stuff, which you guys are running down the track to reinforce allied units. And normally this is already a pain in the ass, and this is actually true. As I said earlier, the Siberian Intervention did actually happen. Not quite on this timetable, but, you know, if anybody's out there listening to this and they want to nitpick me on my historical dates, just remember this is a setting with war wizards and guns that shoot magic and stuff.
Alternative timeline, my people.
If anything is not accurate to our reality, it's because a wizard did it.
That is legit.
So yeah, the actual situation in the Siberian Intervention was unfortunately complicated by the fact that the White Russians, so the White Scythians in this case, were not great. They were not great people. There's a reason why there was a revolution. Not that the Bolsheviks are much better. But they have this terrible habit of taxing the supply units as they come through, or just outright stealing supplies. There are also a lot of warlords in this period, people just carving out their own personal empires. I have heard them described as pirates without boats, is basically how they operate.
So
and then, as I noted before also, the Japanese, Fusang, has sent quite a lot of soldiers into Siberia, Mongolia, Manchuria, where they are picking their favorite warlords and supporting them, and maybe someday they will reunite this region in some kind of greater Asian co-prosperity sphere or something. So that's definitely not a problem. Nobody will have to deal with that in like 20 or 30 years. No siree, Bob. So, yeah, you guys are out here in Siberia in January, riding the rails. You're lucky, most of the Trans-Siberian Railway has been expanded to be 2 tracks, but some areas are single track. And there are, like I said, occasionally partisans who will damage structures, because for some reason the Russian Revolution has a lot of sway with technical jobs and working class people. Funny how that works out. Anyway, yeah, so all the people who run and repair rail lines and run and repair telegraph lines are the people you're fighting against. So infrastructure problems are not uncommon. And then there's this whole black magic thing.
Oh, God.
But anyway, you guys are loaded up in the train in Vladivostok. You are going out to either Irkutsk or Omsk. These are your major bases for the White Scythians. Those are much farther west. Took me a second to remember my directions. So, by the way, yes, you are in the far east of Russia. On the Pacific coast, to start.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, you'll be trying to head to Irkutsk or Omsk, passing by various cities such as Chita, which is heavily occupied by the Fusang right now, and then across the border, technically into Sinai, China, is Manchukuo. Actually, wait, I think it's in the border of Mongolia, but it's controlled by the Chinese currently. So, while you're in Vladivostok, this is probably your last opportunity to make serious procurement rolls, or get anything equipment-wise sorted out that you want sorted out, before you guys set it on the rails. I say without complications, because technically, sure, you could bum supplies off your allied units, the infantry guys riding with you. You could go into the supply cars if you really need them, but that's contrary to your orders. Or you could try and bargain with the locals for supplies. But if you want to go to the PX, basically, and dump your MC for things, or talk to an actual quartermaster who hasn't been on the same train with you this entire journey, and thus you know exactly what supplies he has, they're the same he has last week, this is your chance.
Alright, well, let me just set out my gear, double check things. Got my core, got my bedroll, got my cold weather gear. I'm probably wearing my cold weather gear.
Yes, it's January.
I'm looking at the Mad Bomber, and I'm like, how the hell? Magic.
The captain also, by the way, she's just wearing, battle dress, a nice hat, armor vest. Probably
It's just
smoking.
like flash fire. It's just like, yeah.
Got a gas mask just in case. Got my mess kit. Got my rain poncho. Honestly, probably wearing my rain poncho too.
That's good, layers. The
Yeah,
poncho
layers.
also helps with the cold.
Yeah.
So that helps with
rescue-
this.
Rescue hook. Always have that equipped no matter what. It's broken.
Actually, that's a good question. So you're always wearing the rescue hook belt?
Yeah.
Technically, that's part of your harness for your mobility unit, but it's perfectly okay if you want to wear the wire on you at all times.
Well, as I said, you said, if it's metal and I get magnetized, it still can do some shit.
Actually, that's true. Also, if you get... It's not warp steel. Is it control steel? Or is it warp steel? I don't remember.
Warp steel.
Where you can control metal, then yes, you can Magneto, basically, throw the wire at people instead of actually throwing the wire at people.
Got a signet ring. Got some extra wire, because, extra food. Protect my rig. Got my radio, wristwatch. Make sure everything's in good working order.
I got everything.
Bust out my magic kit. Got my alchemist kit. Got my lighter. Pen and pad for scribbling. Lots of chalk. Lots of salt. Candles. Soap. And I got my void stone. It's shiny and bright. Words off evil. Good times. Alright, that's good for that. Let's see here. Let me check my weapons here. Got my family sword. It's a long sword. It's on my hilt. Got my trench gun. Got my bayonet. Oh, I meant to ask that. Does the bayonet fit on the trench gun?
Yeah, I think it has a bayonet ring.
Okay.
I am in that document, though, so I will check for you.
Hey, I don't actually remember. Because I put it there and I'm all like, wait.
It doesn't actually say, but I'm pretty sure it does normally.
Alright, well, I'm gonna roll with that. I got my pistol, which I swapped out my standard pistol for, because I like big guns. Got a trench knife. I know I'm not doing a lot of trench warfare here, but you're just comfortable with some things. Flare gun. Now, that's what I meant to ask. Is now flare gun a single-use item, or can you reload them?
Yeah, you can reload them. They have a magazine of one, I think, but...
Yeah, it's only one, okay.
Yeah, it's a breech loading, but yes, you can carry multiple flares.
I'm totally gonna start enchanting flare gun ammo.
You can do that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Got my battle dress and my body armor. Those are probably effects. And go check over my striker unit and cage, make sure that... How do striker units hold up against the cold?
Well, they're partially magic run, because that's what the Ethereum card does. So, they don't usually ice up. Yours have probably been winterized to make sure nothing bad happens. So long as you keep up your regular maintenance, check them, you don't get them wet, and then, leave them out in the open and freeze over and stuff like that. They're fine.
Alright.
There's probably some spare engine grease and some tools lying around if you need to do maintenance.
Yeah, I was gonna get engine grease, but I'm like, I can't think of it. It's good to have everything you need, but then there's also something to be said about carrying everything.
Yes. However, I think both Arrestley and Calanthe have engine grease in their sheets. But they're your night fighters, so that makes sense. Speaking of which, yeah, so at this point, you guys, if you weren't introduced to your unit already, you were probably introduced here. As I said before, you guys have your own sleeping car. You're sharing rooms, so everybody's got a bunkmate. There's 12 total in your unit, and there's 4 females in your unit.
Is the sleeping car co-ed?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But the women are each paired in their own rooms.
Oh, okay.
Also,
scandalous.
Not really for mages in this time period.
Yeah, I know.
If you guys were sharing rooms, then yes, that would be scandalous. But just sharing sleeping car, academies have been co-ed since the Riemann era, so it's not that weird.
Okay.
However, yes, should you be seen entering or exiting a women's room, that would be cause for scandal. Also, this may be why the regular army guys don't like you. Oh, actually, that was a point I should have made earlier. When I was talking about them not being happy to be here, they're also not happy to be here because you guys are here, because you guys have orders to search and secure allied mages and hunt heresy, basically, to do witchfinder duties. That means your unit, your captain, who is of equal rank with the company captain, are calling for stops a lot. So you guys slow roll the train, you stop at every stop you can to get out and talk to people and make sure there's no black magic going on. So you guys are kind of slow in the roll a little.
It's like, wait, hold on, let's check this next town.
It's like, there's nothing here! Perfect place for Maleficarum to hide. For stopping!
Yeah,
We're in the middle
your
of
captain
nowhere.
really wants some action, so yes, she does pull a lot of that stuff and stuff. Oh, I should also mention there's a command car. The warrant officers in your unit will be able to access that. Mostly that's where the officers who are on duty, on like watch duty, sit, smoke, and play cards. But theoretically, should you need to actually like sit down with a map and plan the operation or discuss the intel, you would do that in the command car. What I was going to say is, because you guys are being introduced and you probably have to pick your bunkmates, this is probably a good point for you guys to go ahead and do your character introductions.
Alright, I will step up. I'll give a crisp salute. And then, dole out handshakes. I'll say, my name is Arthur Silverlight. Yes, of the Silverlight. Not Silverlight, Silverheart. Warrant officer. Assault class mage. Put it there.
Now you shake hands.
Come now, we're all comrades in this.
You're the biggest guy on your squad, gives you a big, hearty handshake. Because Felix is huge.
Yeah. By the prophet, I'm pretty sure your hand could hold my whole head.
I bet it could. I don't know if intercural's the right word, but yeah, he was the interviewer or whatever. He's your local boxing champ too, Felix. But yeah, he's your heavy, he's your machine gunner. He's got the LMG and ammo drum with him most of the time. And he seems to carry it comfortably. But yeah, when you say yes of that Silverheart family, Calanthe probably comes up to you, also offers a delicate handshake. Calanthe, Nightingale. And she would return the sentiment, yes, of those Nightingales. And depending on how much your character knows about the Nightingale family,
my hand. It's like a pleasure.
Okay. I mean, she's got a signet ring on also, so you could kiss it.
I will. I'll be most gentlemanly.
She probably gives the noblewoman's laugh. Of course. I mean, she has bad reputation, so that instantly takes effect. Of her.
Oh, okay.
You would probably know of the Nightingale family. They're supposed to be great doctors and healers. but she is not your unit medic, nor is she wearing medical patches or carrying medical gear. You probably heard of her in the New England region as, well, yeah. In school, in the academy, she was noted as being, she had a terribly dark sense of humor. She was a sadist, a tease, a gadfly. I did note earlier that she is openly bisexual, which is weird in this time frame. Like I said, mages get a lot of leeway, but at the same time, it's still the immediately post-Victorian era, so certain behaviors are not public. And the fact that she's not even gentlemanly, as it were, about it is also the problem. And she's your unit sniper.
Oh, that's like... Well, that's like, what on the grapevine is you decide to make your own path in life. Can't say I don't like such a thing.
Well, you know. People are people.
People are people.
That's why I prefer the rifle. She taps her sniper rifle. It's very simple. Straight angles.
A fine friend.
Of course, if you say so. I'll have your back. She, taps the scope on the gun. And she probably yawns because it's the middle of the day, and she also is a night person.
So very well. Well, I shan't keep you.
Yeah, and I assume you guys have read this over, and actually maybe I should do this while I said he'd be right back. But I can vamp to fill time, so, Warrant Officer Cynthia Nightingale, she's 21. She's a highborn, so I said that she has a live athletic build, a bit like a dancer. Her skin is pale enough that you can kind of see her veins through it, and she normally wears dark clothing or a dark cloak. Her hair is quote-unquote blacker than night, golden eyes, beautiful, delicate features. And I think she's got poncho. So she is also probably wearing
She's pretty
poncho.
in a spooky way.
Yes. We're a little early for gothic fashion, but she is very goth.
The darkness knows no time.
It's probably because she's Magivius. They called her in school the Black Rose. The other members of your unit is, I mentioned, Felix Stark already.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big burly youth. His skin is a healthy tan, brown hair, brown eyes. His features are boyish and honest, and his expression is usually open. I said he's a bit baby-faced. He's only 19. He is an earth mage. He's not great at magic. But he has a machine gun. And then, not counting Kirby's character, whose name escapes me at this moment, but your team medic. The last member of your unit besides Marth, who will probably introduce himself in a second now that he's back, is Corporal Araceli Cabrera. She is also 19. Araceli is slightly short, but with a lean, athletic build, also like a gymnast or a dancer, probably leaning more the gymnast style. Her skin is a little unnaturally pale due to spending a lot of time out at night. Her hair and eyes are a smoky black color, and she is at least part Hispanic. In case you couldn't tell from the name.
Huh.
That's a fair thing to say about the setting. While normally, casual racism and prejudice was nominal at this actual historical time period in the world of Mages of War, that's not as much of an issue because you're all mages here. You all blow people up in your mind. It's very hard to be prejudiced in that situation. Or, maybe not hard, but it's stupid. It's really, really stupid. Like, it's already kind of stupid in real life, but when you literally can throw fire and stuff, it's pretty dumb. Water? That's not the BRB, okay. So much for just ignoring people. Okay. Actually, I need to take a quick break, so I will pause the recording and come back. And the recording is going again. Luckily, we've only spent like 20 minutes still in Vladivostok.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I'm right through the list. Go ahead and cover your character real quick.
Okay, I'm Bailey Renard. Guess local demolitions.
Demolitions, eh?
Yes.
I guess we'll be counting on you for the fireworks show, right?
I'll just quietly give his thumbs up. It's more or less.
Capital.
I just want to get out, get done with this as quick as possible.
Well, I'm sure many your sentiments. There's a lot of space to cover. We're not going to be getting done anytime quick.
Captain probably butts in at this point and says, sooner we get started, sooner we get done, then we take your posts, stow your things.
Yeah, just good to take my post. My character, and the Southside character, my character has amber colored eyes, gloss black hair, and tan skin.
Oh.
Also, by the way, Lucky,
Yeah.
I have officially added a note to the trench gun entry. It has a bayonet ring.
Oh, thank you.
So if you have the trench gun, you have a bayonet ring.
Yay.
Alright, everybody pops on the train. Like I said, you've got an engine. That's where you got your boiler and all that stuff. You've got an American crew running the train. You have your, coal tender holding your coal. You've got the command car. Like I said, there's a gun car, which is a flatbed with a field gun and some other stuff on it. There's a lot of sleeping cars for the entire unit, including you guys. There's a bunch of storage cars. And there's a caboose, which also has some of the machine gun mounts. And where people spend a lot of time if you guys are doing patrols or sentry duty, which at least 2 mages are probably on duty at all times, ready to respond.
Everyone takes their watches.
While you're on the train, you are probably not in striker units because those are a little bulky.
Mm-hmm.
But you have all your things on you. This is why, you are armed with a personal focus. So you can spring into battle as needed. Alright. So if there's nothing you guys want to do in Vladivostok...
Not really.
Well, I would like to make, how far north are we? I need a map. I need, a legit map of where we are. Hang on here. How do we spell it? About what?
Hold on. You are here.
Oh, okay, so not as north as I thought.
Okay.
Vladivostok.
Cool.
Yeah. Nope, I'm good.
You guys will probably be cutting a little northward, skipping the area that's currently China, heading around.
Alright, cool. I'm about to say, if we were more north, I would like to make inquiries into the local Aurora spirits, but see if there was any. But
Yeah, I don't think you're quite at the right... Yeah.
Not north enough.
Whichever attitude. And by the way, the maximum... The farthest east you will go... No, farthest west. Got my things reversed. The farthest west you will go is that. That's Omsk. That's as... The railway runs all the way to Moscow, but that's all red territory. So the farthest west you will go is Omsk. And you probably won't go that far. You'll probably go to Irkutsk, which is a conflict area.
Okay.
Pretty sure this
was all explained to us at some point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and Irkutsk, I'm not going to link the image, but Irkutsk is literally the halfway point between those other 2 points.
Alright.
Okay.
But you are slow rolling a little. Alright, so everybody gets on, you got your shit packed, your guns are loaded. You guys are probably at what's called Condition 2, which means your gun is loaded but a round is not chambered. So there's no accidental trigger discharges or anything, but at the same time, all you need to do if you've got like a trench gun or a repeating rifle is work the bolt and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Well, I guess being battle dress and body armor. How bulky is body armor?
Not terribly. I'm imagining it a lot like
9 kg.
That's 18 pounds. That ain't too bad. Oh, no, it's more like 22, 24 pounds. 2.2.
Yeah, it's a little bit like this. Probably a little leaner. But definitely the segmented layers, the helmet. You also have actual armor plating on your arms and legs. That's basically what an armored vest would be like.
Okay.
And then heavy body armor is like the, tank man suits. The giant full sloped plates and everything.
Crazy.
Basically your modern day armored knight.
Awesome. Yeah, but as long as it's not a pain to get in and out of, like maintain full battle dress.
Alright. So, you guys are passed through, moving on. You've probably hit a couple of towns, you're several days into your journey. You guys deal with the typical situation.
Oh, while we're going through towns, I would definitely like to make inquiries onto local spirits and their movements.
Alright, you do so. I don't feel the need to make you roll a test for that right away.
No.
People are trying to keep track of their local spirit situation. The war has disrupted a little. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, spirits don't like you fighting in their backyard as much as people like you fighting in their backyard.
Yeah.
So spirits are tending to lay low, be a little quiet. People are especially making their regular offerings, though. And this far north, there are a lot of spirits of, like, taiga or pine forests, or even tundral spirits,
Okay.
or occasionally earth or water spirits. Those are the guys you really like to keep on your up and up, because they're the ones who make sure, you get a respectable thaw, or you get healthy soil, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Well, I'm just hoping to make sure like there's no particularly like riled up spirit who's gonna like start throwing blizzards at us all of a sudden.
No, nobody seems to point out there's been any particular temperamental spirits. There is a slight uptick in the appearance of lampads, because, it's almost like there's a whole shitload of dead people lying around in some places. So, you get the usual reports, lights at night, will-o'-the-wisps wandering around, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
There hasn't been a lot of intermage fighting, so there's not a lot of excess magic being thrown around. But yeah, it's... The natural order of things is disturbed for everybody. But you guys are on duty. You're on watch duty. And the train is going to a track switching station where there's like a little spur you can get off. And there are some guys on the tracks. Naturally, the train slows to a stop. At first glance, looking at them, they look like they're wearing white uniforms. As in capital W white, so they're your allies, ostensibly.
Okay.
Looks like there's about a dozen guys on the tracks with rifles, and then maybe another dozen, like, out in the surrounding terrain, up in the hills, or behind some scrub or something. They're not, like, pointing their guns at you, they're more like keeping an eye out, making sure nobody jumps on the track. But there's an officer wearing what you assume to be a slightly inflated uniform, as he has an awful lot of medals and... You're not sure that's the proper way to wear those rank pips, and his hat is very large.
Oh.
But he definitely seems like he's in charge. So the train pulls to a stop. You guys are the mages on duty, so you probably bump up there first. Are you going to grab somebody who speaks the local language?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you grab Felix?
What time is it?
It's daytime.
I'll grab Felix.
Okay, smart move. Felix
Might
is
as well.
off duty, but he jumps into his armor.
I
Should
promise him
bring-
I promise him a good meal and a drink.
Yeah, sure. All right. Whatever you say, warrant officer. Should I bring my gun? Eyes the light machine gun. Maybe just the hand.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
okay. So he shoulders his huge warhammer. Do you want to take the light machine gun?
I'm gonna look at the situation. It's like, Bailey, thoughts? Do we want to appear two-armed?
I mean,
As
it
I
is a dozen 11 guys with repeating rifles and one officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, suit up. No one could begrudge us being armed in these times.
So yeah, he's got the, slung under his arm. He's got his giant light machine gun, and slung over one shoulder, he's got his warhammer, and he trudges out with you. Are you guys going so far as to jump in your striker units, or are you just gonna, walk off the front of the train?
Let's walk off the front of the train.
Yeah, it's a
So you hop down.
train.
The officer starts babbling in crazy moon language. Felix just kind of nods, has a pleasant look on his face. He kind of leans back and quietly says to you in English, all right, this guy says that he's the local Cossack commander,
Mm-hmm.
and he's seen the train coming through, and he
Mhm.
is performing a routine stop for taxation purposes.
Would you be so kind to let him know that we will go speak to our commanding officers, and to praise them of the situation?
Right, Felix nods. He babbles back in some crazy mood language. The gentleman nods. Both of you make me awareness tests.
Alright, he nods. Alright, give him a nice salute, and let's get back to the train real quick.
Well, first make me awareness tests.
Okay.
Is
Alright,
your
so-
read people skill. You're not trained in awareness. Awareness is a basic skill, so it's half perception.
Okay, so where's... Alright, I do have awareness. It's a train skill.
Alright.
So
Oh, God.
So that means train skill is just...
Yeah, roll under
Well,
your associated stat.
Okay, so...
I have to roll under it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to roll under full.
Ain't bad. I got an 18. So that's 2 degrees of success?
So 2 degrees.
Is it? I'm trying to do math here.
What's
That's
your
my-
perception?
32. Maybe it's only 1.
Yeah, it would only be 1.
Yeah, 1 degree of success.
Yeah, so 1.
Man, you really want to get those boosters up in there.
This is also why quirks are good, because they usually give you specific bonuses. Alright, so you
Yeah.
both get 1 degree. You don't speak the language, but you can tell that this gentleman is slightly confused. He guessed by all of the bling that you three are carrying that you three were in charge, but okay, he believes you. Clearly, whoever's in
Yeah.
charge of you must be very fancy.
We don't. Well, we don't have a whole bunch of medals and a giant hat. I'm not even sure I'm wearing. Well, no, wait, it's cold weather gear. I'm pretty sure I have a hat.
Yeah, you're definitely
It's like, huh, my face.
You're wearing a helmet with a hearty helmet liner.
Yep. Anyway, so I'm gonna go speak to my captain first.
Alright. Talk to Captain Arterberry.
Yeah, but it's like, pardon the intrusion, Captain, but it seems we got money. We got fellows who want to ransack our supplies.
Alright. She does the classic eye narrow down to laser points.
Oh.
Yeah. You say there are unscrupulous types attempting to commandeer the supplies of this train, Warrant Officer Silverheart. Oh, that's a terrible shame. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to him. Starrick, she grabs him by the shoulder. You're coming with me? Silverheart, be a good lad. Rustle up the rest of your squad.
I think I have
just in case.
I have a mighty feeling that I need to go check on my striker unit, man.
It's probably not a terrible idea. Gotta keep up with the maintenance.
Yep.
So, she goes to the front of the train with Felix. I assume you guys do like she asked and, knock on some doors, rustle the rest of your unit out, make sure they have their guns. And then you're gonna go down to the storage car. Are you gonna wait with your striker units, or are you gonna get in your striker units?
Oh no, I'm getting in.
I'm getting in.
All right,
wait.
Tuck your legs in.
Wait, hang on. Would this be considered a non-honorable action?
No, not directly. Because they're trying to steal from you, probably. Or shake you down, basically. The captain is going to climb up, and she basically said, hey, get ready in case there's a fight. Not like, alright, I'm going to trick them, and then I'll open up the car, and you jump out and ambush them.
Okay.
Alright, I need Felix's
This is gray area.
Because whether or not this is a fight depends very heavily on his about-to-be-made appeal roll.
Alright, what honor?
Okay, he gets a 28 out of 34. So, after about 20 minutes, during which you might occasionally hear the captain yelling loudly in English, it appears that Felix has managed to talk the local officer out of actually taking your supplies. He has successfully explained to him that you are a federal states train carrying official supplies to technically his allies and his superiors farther up the line, and really he shouldn't stop the train. He just needs to let you go on past, and eventually supplies will make their way to him.
Oh, thank God.
So, yes, everybody gets to stand down. Clonk on your way. The train fires up. The guys all stand back out of the way. Felix looked like he aged a couple years in the past 5 minutes.
I'm gonna give him some stiff drinks.
Alright, yeah, you bust out the rum ration.
Like, knock him. Yep.
Calanthe, with bags under her eyes, cradling her sniper rifle, says, "Oh, I didn't get to shoot anybody."
There's always next time, I do. Get back to sleep.
Because I have the night shift. Have fun.
Hey.
Cross off back.
Listen, dreams.
She takes the rifle with her. You suspect she may sleep next to it. Possibly cradled in her arms.
I can't frown on that. Who doesn't sleep with a gun next to them nowadays?
Well, it's true. You guys are on a train. You are sandbagged, but if there's an attack, you really don't want to be running up and down train cars to get your gun. Or get a gun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Much like I suspect, because you have both a bayonet and a trench knife, one of those is in your boot at all times.
Yeah.
Just in case. Because, maybe if those guys had stopped you, and they were just going to take the supplies, a couple of them would have jumped on the back, and then you'd be fighting guys on a train.
That'd been cool. Also terrifying.
Yes, but luckily,
watch out for tunnels.
You delegated to the NPCs, and the NPC rolled well. Alright, so that moves on. Rolls on by.
Okay.
Alright. So
honestly, I don't mind letting it have the spotlight. It's like, sure. They need cool shit too.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they're there for. They're part of your unit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when nobody picks Scythian as a language, and the character who has all the Asian languages is not here. Alright, so you guys go on. It's a couple of watch shifts later. You guys are probably actually off-duty, relaxing, when the train pulls to a halt again.
So go for the love of the prophet. If it's another taxation point, look out the window.
And I'm looking
All right.
out the window,
You
too.
you look out. Maybe you move a couple cars up to see what's going on. No, actually, it looks like several telegraph lines have been knocked over onto it, and possibly some logs and some stones, it's a little hard to tell because there's snow on them, has been piled onto the track as an obstruction. And you've been forced to stop because the track is blocked.
Does this look man-made or not?
You'd have to get closer to see.
I'm gonna ask the captain permission to go out and investigate.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I'm gonna get my striker unit.
Alright.
So anyone coming with?
I'm coming with.
Capital.
Alright, you guys hop out. You make sufficient transformer noises or other, effects. Part of the striker is to explicitly ignore difficult terrain, so even though there's snow on the ground, you crawl over it quite easily. Several of the train engineers and enlisted guys have gotten out of the train now and are, pulling out e-tools and, appraising the situation, figuring out how they're going to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do? You want to look over it first?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and roll investigation.
Oh, I do not have the investigation, so that's half, intelligence?
I believe investigation is perception.
Half
perception, half-
perception, so I have to roll.
Yeah, investigation is per.
Oh.
It is a basic skill, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basic, so it's half.
I got a 90? Yeah, I got 90. Wait,
You
no.
are in Russia.
Wait, no. 9 and a 0. Isn't that? No, that is. Yeah, that's just 90. Okay. That's all I'm in Russia. It's snowing. Shit's broken. Crazy.
Alright. At 0 degrees of failure, Bailey, you're not sure, because you are not a metal or a wood mage, but you think that the telegraph lines was an axe? And there's certainly no stand of trees or hills that these rocks and logs could have rolled down off of into the rail line. But at the same time, you're not sure. You're not an expert in this. And as said, Arthur, you are somewhere in Russia. You're in Siberia currently. It is winter.
It's cold. It's cold. Why didn't I learn no fire magics?
Yeah, you're in 3 layers, probably with your... Actually, this is a good question. The striker unit, the actual engine is a box thing, like in Saga of Tanya. So, do you wear it on the front or on the back? Because it can be harnessed either way.
I like to say back.
Alright. So yeah, you've got the, your coat and poncho both hung over the striker unit engine on your back, so it warms you.
Toasty. Also a little fumey.
Actually, no fumes. Burns on magic.
Oh yeah, that's right, magic.
It's powered by Ethereum cores.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Well, I would like to cast a spell!
Alright. What spell are you gonna cast?
Ether Sense.
Alright. Roll the spell casting test.
Alright, so... Got my focus. Yeah. Let's see. I can spend a charge to booze, but it's just Ether Sense. I'm gonna pass on that. Let's see here. So my will is 32. No, 44. I rolled a 32, so
That's
I
1 degree?
succeed. Yeah, so yeah, one degree.
Right. What is DOS effect on Ether Sense?
Let me see here.
Or details?
If successful, you sense all sorts inside a number of meters equal to 10 times DOS. This includes both natural sources of ether, Ethereum cores, and mages. In addition to rough distance and position, you can also determine the elemental affinity of natural ether or mage.
Alright. So, currently, within 10 meters of you, there is 1 mage and 1 Ethereum core. That's Bailey. And there are no additional signs of ether inside your perception. There's no particular...
what was that?
I said there's no particular signs of ether other than that. There's no ley lines in this area. You don't feel any extra ambient magic. You do feel a little cold. You kind of get the sensation that because of the recent snowfall, there is a slight local shift towards water, but it does not appear that magic has been worked in this area recently, nor is there a mage, hiding in a snowbank nearby.
So we just ran into a bit of spot bad luck here.
Well, that's a relief.
Alright, so it's going to take them a couple hours to clear this.
Oh man, can I do rich? This ain't on a ley line, damn it!
You don't need to be on a ley line to do ritual magic. That just makes it easier. You need to be on a ley line to find a spirit, but if you wanted to do ritual magic to do, like, a spell you don't know or something...
Well, let's see here. Let me pull up the water magic.
Actually,
See
it'd probably be earth
here.
magic. Erosion.
Oh, earth? Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see. So, earth affinity. Let's see, I think it'd be like stone shape or something.
It would be erosion or maybe stone shape. Depending on what you want to do. If you want to just, like, turn the rocks into dust.
Yeah.
Right,
just, I want to clear the path. Alright, so... Oh, it's only 100 XP spell, so it's not crazy. Alright. Alrighty, so...
cast a spell that a magic talent limits doesn't have. Complexity is calculated as dividing the XP cost by of that particular talent by 5. So this would be complexity 20?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so let's see here. So first, I'm going to need to draw me a circle.
Yep.
Let's see here. I wonder if a circle in snow would work.
Yeah, it's an array.
Yep. So, move over to the side, make a circle, add appropriate shapes. And let me see here. Let me see. Some items. What would be some good items for an earth match? Some earth magic. What do we got here? Who I have? Let me dig around my pouches here.
Could probably crush up some of your chalk for chalk dust.
Yeah, that might work. Some chalk dust, and I need, I'd like 2 more. Prime numbers are best. Excuse me. It's Earth. Earth doesn't really care about being clean. Oh, by the way, quick question. Excuse me. When you use components, are they like eaten or like used up in the ritual?
Yeah.
Or can you they are?
Yeah.
Okay. So gotta be careful about that. Let's see.
So yes, if you use a bar of soap or ritual, you'll eventually run out of soap.
Okay.
But components are, a little fluffy.
Yeah. Hey, Bailey, can you find me a shiny rock?
Shiny rock?
Yeah.
I'll try.
Bailey, roll awareness. Look for a shiny rock.
And and a shot of scotch. That should do.
You can probably just whistle at the scotch.
Yep.
Okay, this is...
Alright, 2 degrees of failure. You do find some small pebbles and stuff, never particularly shiny. You polish one off in the snow. Whatever.
That'll make do.
It's like, here.
I'll shrug.
He's busy
Set it
thinking
into
about
my
how you
array.
can solve this with explosions.
He
It's like-
probably could.
I mean, he
Well,
could.
I mean, isn't Thrill Seeker the one where you have to avoid?
No, that's where you go for doing the crazy idea.
Yeah, plus, if you're
Well,
trying to
here's the
avoid
thing.
it, you have
Do you
to
have-
make a willpower test.
Did your character have a satchel charge on him?
Yes.
Okay, you do need to make a willpower test now to avoid setting it and just blowing this up.
Especially
And
when
remember,
you're
you guys have
nearby.
points of luck.
Okay, so what's my willpower? It's 37. Okay, so that is... Yeah, I failed.
Oh god.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, you pick up the rock. This is a stupid idea. You just blow this up. You can clear this off in this. You'll get rid of the snow. The rails are made of steel. They won't, your bomb won't do anything to them. You're just gonna blow them up.
Oh god.
It's like, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I got the satchel charge here. Don't talk me out of this.
So the enlisted guys immediately run back to the train. This is above their pay grade. And Arthur, your companion, has pulled out a satchel charge. He is going to clear the rail by blowing it up. Thoughts?
No, this is a horrible idea. Yeah, the rails might be fine, but what about, all the earth and rock and shrapnel? Because, we'll be standing right next to it. Let's not do this. It's like, Bailey, please, sir.
The tiny fuel seeker voice would like to point out that you don't have to stand right next to it. I think you've got like 20 or 30 meters of wire on your detonator.
Yes, I do. We can stand far enough away where it won't harm us.
It's like, how big of an explosion does that satchel charge make?
What's its blast rating?
Very... Alright, I do have it in my sheet. I don't need to look it up in the... Blast 2.
Alright, that's only 2 meters.
What's within 2 meters of the rail?
2 meters. Let's see, you put it dead center, so that's, like 6 feet on the other side. I mean, there's the stumps of the telegraph lines, but you probably weren't going to fix those because none of you are wood mages with that ability. There's some other stuff, various, like, brakes, switches, alarms, which are probably part of the rail. There's some more rocks, there's some dirt.
Yeah,
There's all the junk piled
Bailey?
that you would be blowing up.
there is sensitive equipment on that rail, which probably will not handle an explosion well, so unless to explain to command why you decided to blow up a bunch of sensitive equipment when we had other means, like, I would definitely leave that to you. Not to mention that we are in the mountains full of possibly hostile spirits who are trying to get their lives on, who probably don't like loud noises. It's like, are we like in mountainous areas and whatnot?
Yeah, you are mostly traveling through either flatlands, foothills, i.e. the low parts of mountains, maybe some mountain valley areas, that kind of thing. Steppes, forest, and, yes, 2 rocky hills. And you would definitely be passing close to some mountains, because that's part of what forms some natural borders in areas like Mongolia and northern China.
And while I'm definitely not a expert on such things, anchor spirits have been known to do things, like drop a rather sizable sum of snow from the said mountaintops onto whatever made that noise.
Or if you piss off an earth mage, they could cause, rock slides. They literally throw boulders down the mountain at you.
Yeah, so, well, I'm sure, well, I do love a good fireworks show, as any other cold-blooded human, I would think that it would be best not to make a loud explosion happen quite here. Personally.
Marth, you don't have Headstrong anymore, right?
I don't have Headstrong.
Okay. So, having failed your will test, your friend is telling you this is a bad idea. You don't have to do it. Your character wants to do it for sure. But at the same time,
Politics.
The life and limb rule applies. You don't have to continue to be stupid if Arthur looks like he's gonna have to, like, wrestle you or something.
I'm just, like, looking at Arthur, looking back at South Church, looking at the rocks, looking back at Arthur. It's like, Well, using South Church right now is just going to be completely idiotic. When I could have a much better, more dangerous situation to use it in.
Yeah, you could do something more fun.
Yes, totally. Completely. We'll find a nice building full of enemies for hostiles. You get mad honors. Mad honors.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll finish up my spell here. We'll get
So
this all
just-
cleaned up nice and tight. We'll be on our way.
So I'll just put away the South Church.
And everyone breathes a sigh of relief.
Yes, there are several soldiers with their entrenching tools, like peeking up around behind the train. So we do it. Okay. The other crazy mage talked him out of it. He's just gonna do magic stuff instead.
I'm just giving like a mad grin and thumbs up.
Guys, I think these mages are fucking crazy.
Alright, so I'm gonna take out my alchemy kit, prepare my components alchemically. So I can get that plus 10. And then I'm going to use my ritual.
Alright. So you make a spellcasting roll.
Yep.
Your target is 2 DOS total.
Alright, so I think I actually exceeded that because I have my array and I have my components, so I take no penalties. I use my Alchemist Labs and I have Ritualist, which gives me an additional plus 20, right?
Yep.
So that gives me... So I attack that onto my attribute.
Yeah.
So my attribute is 44, which makes it 64. I rolled a 14. So
like
that...
5 degrees of success.
Yeah.
Which is good, because your excess DOS bleeds into DOS for the spell. So you can erode a maximum number of meters across deep as your DOS. So you've got 3. So yes, you can touch the rocks. You did it in one test, so this only takes you like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, all the rocks blocking the train track just crumble into dust.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Slap my hands, be like, done is done.
So now the enlisted guys that come back out, they throw the couple of logs out of the way, they, roll the telegraph line out, they clear the dust off the tracks.
I will assist.
Roll an athletics test.
I
I
will.
think I'll assist as well.
Alright, you can also roll an athletics test.
Okay. And this would be, I guess, strength then?
Yeah, probably strength.
I have athletics. Yay!
I have a of course I have it.
Solid skill to have.
I did not make this.
I made it.
No, I did not. I'm ineffective.
I'm like just 2 below.
Okay.
I got like 2 degrees of failure, I think, here.
So 0 degrees of success and 2 degrees of failure. You help? Sure. Bailey actually helps. It's slow going because nobody wants to help Bailey, is how that translates. And Arthur, you're a little tired, and also your hands are covered in dust still. So it's a little hard for you to help, but you get it done. It takes way less time than it was gonna. Like, between investigating, ritual, almost blowing up the train track, and actually clearing the rest of the stuff out of the way, it takes like 30 minutes total as opposed to a couple of hours. which is good. You know?
Everyone knows my reputation.
Yeah, you're a little crazy.
Group.
You like to blow things up. All right. So you guys, bed down, go to sleep. You take your rest. You were fatigued or anything, that would clear rumbling, all that other stuff. But everybody's doing relatively okay. Nobody's been blown up. You've avoided getting shot.
Honestly, I kind of really like that virtual magic. That was cool.
Yeah, let's. I'm glad the mechanics seem to actually run pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Honestly, it seems like the biggest problem is like literally just trying to come up with some fluff for components.
Yeah, the fluff parts, and you can just ignore that if you want. I could have said roll academics or spellcraft to figure out your rings and components, but you were just going with it, so I figured why complicate things.
Yeah.
Speaking of complicating things, hey, okay. Next day, you're driving along. You're in a more open area now. You've left some foothill areas. You're in some plains. You guys are on watch again. You're probably let's say for effect you guys are getting some fresh air. You're standing out on the gun car, which is
I was about to say,
flatbed.
let's be outside for once.
You're rolling by. It drives by an open field. In the snow are several hundred stakes or poles on which are impaled many people. Both of you need to make me a fear test.
Oh my goodness.
It's bad.
Yeah.
79.
Oh,
10 out of 10, did not expect. 44.
What?
it's like 3 degrees. Okay.
Okay.
Plus 10 for each degree of failure you had, so you're at plus 30 on the chart. I'll roll a result for you. Alright.
Wow.
Good job.
This isn't combat.
Good job, Bailey. You pass. Arthur,
This is like,
the result I've rolled for you, which I'm going with because it's hilarious. The character violently attacks the source of their fear. They will immediately move into engagement range and make the maximum possible attacks per round against it for 10 divided by 2, 7 divided by 2, 3 rounds.
Am I going to jump off the train?
Or until
What?
they destroy it. If they empty their weapon, they will stop to reload, but will instead switch to a different weapon. Well, see, if you're in range to shoot, you can shoot.
Okay, let's yeah, okay, sure. I'll empty my trench gun into these corpses, screaming madly.
Alright, you waste... that's slow, so you can only attack once per round, I think.
Yeah.
So you dump 3 rounds into the snow as the train starts screeching to a halt because somebody's firing, and also, oh god, is that a whole shitload of people impaled over there? So the train, slams on the brakes, screeches to a halt, you start firing wildly. Bailey, what do you do in response to this? Because you
Just
made your fear check. You're not necessarily fine, but you can act normally.
I'm gonna be like, try to calm the guys firing rounds down.
Alright, well, sadly, you are not a psychiatrist, so you don't have the magic ability to fix people who failed fear tests. But you can try. So,
Okay.
I think I said
If
a combat round is normally like 6 seconds.
If this doesn't work, then I'm going to just try to punch the gun out of his hands.
Wait, you're not going to try and punch me? What?
No, it's
You're not going to grab me and be all like, get a hold of yourself, man!
He's trying. By the time you dump 3 rounds into the snow, not even into the corpses or the stakes or anything, basically, you're firing wildly. He manages to push your gun muzzle down and be like, "No, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's cool.
They're not the
This
enemy."
is quite not alright.
The
My
train is
province
stopped.
country, why? We are not barbarians!
People
Oh.
explode out of doors.
I think
The
I'm
captain's
sick.
probably like,
Yeah.
"Silverheart, why are you shooting? What the mother of God?"
Let's
I can't look at this.
Let's get you some stuff to have and get you away from looking at this.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good question. Captain was a fear test. She also does poorly.
This is the shit that gives you PTSD.
Suddenly, everyone is firing at it.
Oh, okay, 1. Alright, she rolls paralyzed by fear for 1 turn. So she sees it, she freezes for like a good 5-10 seconds, dead stop, deer in the headlights. Probably your XO or her senior NCO comes along and is like, Captain. She snaps her. It's terrible. Abysmal.
Yeah.
Alright, we're calling the train to a stop. Oh, this is not right. Everybody in your strikers. She looks a little pale. She says, I don't know if we should get a closer look. Whatever. Secure the scene or something.
I'm gonna need to get me a sip drink real quick.
Yeah.
Just get into my striker rail. Hey.
You pull out your mess kit, you fill your thermos with booze. Really eating into that rum ration.
Next time we're in port, I'm gonna have to use my rich and just refill our fucking whole rum supply.
So yes, at first blush, now that you're actually looking at them, you've stopped moving. They appear to be dressed in all manner of clothes. They are from a variety of ages and appearances.
Are they civilians?
It looks like. There are no weapons lying around, and none of them are wearing uniforms.
Oh god.
Or if they're wearing uniforms, they're so beat up and weather beaten you can't tell.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is why you had to roll a fear test. And there's like a couple hundred people just straight up, Vlad 3 impaled in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they're like locals, and like I'm not like.
Yeah, they're all Caucasian or Asian, so they look local. Their clothes are local styles, but like I said, they're a variety. Some of these people are dressed, like peasants, threadbare, covered in rags. Some people are, maybe dressed slightly better, like they're wearing like jumpsuits, like they were railway workers.
Oh god. Aether sense.
All right, roll it.
Oh, okay. 23, 2 degrees of success.
All right, 20 meters. Well, there's a whole lot of agitated mages in your train.
Yeah.
None of them are happy about this. Not even your poison mage is having a good time. You will note, while there is not a proper ley line here, there is definitely a higher than normal concentration of black ether in this area, probably because of all the corpses. That is not a good thing.
Is it any movements of any spirits or wisps or anything moving towards the area?
Not in your range that you can sense.
Okay.
But this has definitely become a bit of a black ether hotspot. From basic training that this is sometimes how you get dire animals, is you get, like, mass kills of people. If they consume the flesh, they can become tainted by the dark ether and, go weird and dire.
It's like a wolf, but dire.
Yes. It is accurate.
That's
So
like,
this is... Spiritually, this is not a healthy thing. And, with this many people, if you let it sit for a while, or if there was another external additions of mana, this is how you get lampads, which are not necessarily nice. You could definitely get a mephite elemental, a poison elemental.
Is this something that, like, a Maleficarum would do? People who practice black magic?
I mean, roll me spellcraft as kind of a identify magic roll. You can also do this, Mark, if you want.
Okay, I'll do it.
Identify magic.
Yeah. Identify magic. My thing will is...
I got a 40.
So 0 degrees?
Yep.
Alright, with 0 degrees, yes, human and blood sacrifice is a major taboo. It is a major element of black magic. Because, yes, while killing an entire person does give you a lot of spare mana to do things, it also means you killed a person. It's kind of a big deal. He rolled really well. So, while theoretically possible, you would assume, Arthur, with your 0 degrees, you're trained in ritual magic. This isn't arranged in like in a ritual array or anything. This is just literally they built a couple rows of spikes or stakes and literally impaled people on them. You would have to get closer and actually investigate to figure out if these people were impaled pre or post mortem. But yes, it looks like it's not specifically used in ritual magic. Bailey, though, you have much better degrees of success, because you've got at least 2. You can conclude, no, this would not be ritual magic, because it's not put in a proper array, there's no container, there's not a place of power here already. So it's not necessarily being used as an array or a component or anything. However, definitely a heretic or a maleficar could do something like this. However, you know that this is way too big of a scale at like a couple hundred people for one guy. This is not a one bad mage situation. This would be like a cult of heretics or a bad mage leading a group of people or something. This is not a one-man operation.
Okay. Just like...
and it was easily cited from the... Oh.
This is done by multiple people.
Bandits? Making...
I'm thinking either Cult of Heretics or maybe a bad mage leading someone's leading group.
All these people couldn't have come from nowhere. Where are the nearest villages?
Are either of you trained in navigation?
Nope.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking.
Alright. Let's see. Are any of the NPCs trained in navigation? If they are, I'll have them roll. Otherwise, I'll just figure something out. So, well, basically, are you guys gonna go back to either the mage car or the command car and look at the maps, or are you guys gonna look at the impaled closer?
I don't know if I want to get closer.
Do I want...
Well, no, I don't think either of you are trained in investigation or medication, so it wouldn't necessarily help.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Besides,
This is outside my pay grade.
Plus, this isn't really a dangerous situation.
Alright,
Like,
your medic probably goes and pokes it.
Yeah.
At which he, because I'm going to assume that Kirby's character is decently trained in medication, so we'll assume he passes that test. He can tell you that many of these people were alive or only recently dead but impaled, judging by the blood damage to their flesh.
Oh god, is anyone still alive?
No.
Oh. A mercy, I guess.
Yeah, no, this would have been the kind of impaled that kills you pretty quick, you know, right through the center of mass in the torso. Major organ damage and blood loss. Especially in the cold, it wouldn't be painless, but you'd die pretty quick.
Okay.
There are no other signs or symbols to the nature of whatever message or warning this is, but it's definitely a display of some kind. But anyway, your allies do in fact, your squad mates do in fact have navigation, and Rasley has a great perception, so she and Kathy will team up, and I roll a 15 on like 48. So they roll out the maps. There are, in fact, a couple of villages nearby. And judging by your latest updated maps, there are also some like intelligence reports and tactical maps which indicate there are some villages which are no longer villages. I.e., it has been confirmed reports that fighting broke out in that area and villages were either evacuated or destroyed. That sort of thing. The closest ones to you, the ones you could probably reasonably hike from with the train stopped, are all marked as removed or destroyed.
Should we go investigate? It's like if there's banditry in the area, and
it would be perfect.
You know, the captain will kind of will mull it over and say, "Well, we do have a priority to." I should actually be more southern. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Captain Arterberry is a Virginia girl. Like I said, she was supposed to be in cavalry. She's a proper southern lady. She would say, "Well, while we do have direct orders to investigate possible signs of heresy, there is no confirmation that there's black magic afoot here. It could just be normal human unkindness, at which point we would have the priority to manage the supplies. If these villages are actually destroyed, then there's not much to do besides poke around in them. We don't know if we'll find anything. It might be better to take the time off needed to respectfully deal with the bodies and to cleanse the area of any black mana, and then just take the train without any further delays up to the nearest occupied town and start asking questions of alive people. And if we need to hike back out here, then I guess we need to hike back out."
alright, let's get to it, I suppose.
Yeah, let's get to it.
So you guys have your mages, you don't have to. You can have the unpleasant task of basically pulling these stakes down, possibly pulling people off of them, or just, knocking them over, laying them out, and then there's gonna be a big old funeral pyre, because nothing cleanses like fire.
Yeah, I would just choose Fire Starter on that.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I will, probably, make myself scarce.
You probably hug your Voidstone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a big old fire. All the mages rub their hands with salt, basically. There's lots of soaping and salting going on. And the train gets on moving. Alright. So, do you guys have any particular conversation you have with any of the other characters as you're rolling on to the next town over?
I think my character is just currently
Because we established you guys are bunkmates. You guys share a room.
Okay.
It's madness.
Yeah.
It's one thing to kill a man fighting you, another to kill a civilian. Display them so grotesquely. You only hear about those things in stories.
Welcome to the Russian front.
Stories.
The Ruskies are real assholes. No, seriously, some of this is based on actual stuff that happened.
Oh god.
The Russian Revolution was not fun for either side. Both sides were incredible dicks to each other. Which, yes, the Americans and other Allied forces who came in were quite surprised by. And yes, we've discussed this, Lucky, a little about how there's a bit of noblesse oblige to mages. This is definitely not how you guys were taught to conduct war.
No.
Even if you believe the stories you've heard of the fronts in Europa, this is still messed up. Flamethrowers and stormtroopers and tanks are one thing. This is, an unpleasant message that somebody is sending.
If it's on these train tracks, I'm assuming it's for... It's a message and shock tactics and... Oh my goodness.
Very bad
don't know if I'll be able to sleep properly tonight.
That's what the rum is for.
Nice.
Silverheart, stop drinking all the rum!
It's like,
No, your medic just doles it out.
where did the rum go?
Everybody looks at Silverheart.
It's like,
Then everybody looks at Renard, because he may have also turned it into firebombs. That's an actual rule. If you have the right materials, if you got some fuel and some high-proof alcohol and some cloth and some bottles, you can make firebombs. They're not called Molotov cocktails because they weren't called Molotov cocktails at this point.
well, it was good stuff.
Which is a fun fact I learned. That came later. It wasn't until the
Well,
late 20s, I think. They did have improvised firebombs, but the name Molotov cocktail didn't come until the actual Soviet Union was the thing.
Ah.
I think that was during their invasion of Finland, where you could stop a Soviet tank with some gasoline in a flaming bottle. Anyway, yeah, alright. So nobody has a fun time at night.
Nope.
But nobody rolled crazy high and got a disorder.
And
Uh-huh.
I'm just sleeping. Just
I must politely request some replacement rounds from the quartermaster.
There's probably some
Like, yeah, I
eyeballing,
kinda-
but the story has probably spread that you were freaked out and fired wildly.
Yeah, I did
But that's
that.
okay, because you are considered an upstanding and noble gentleman,
Yep. I'll
as
talk
opposed
on-
to these other weirdos.
Yeah, it was coined by the Finns during the Winter War.
Oh.
So 1939 by
30s, okay. Yeah, so like I said, they were not called Molotov cocktails yet. But anyway, alright. So, let's see.
oh, it's soldier in reference to Soviet Foreign Minister Vladislav Molotov.
Alright.
Okay.
I won't roll again on the random encounter chart. Instead, well, not right away anyway. So instead, you guys roll up to your next town. You pull into a sizable town to resupply. Make sure you've got enough water in your boilers. Make sure everything's maintained correctly. Let everybody off the train to stretch, because you get a little cramped. You've been riding for several days now without any full get out stops. There's a decent rail yard here, so you probably have to do some track switching, wait for some other trains to pass by, move in and out. So now you guys can gather some information.
Alrighty.
I presume you guys will be
Okay.
active in gathering information.
Right.
Well, I will be active in getting information on spirits and movements, and see if anything's changed on that front. Like, that's my expertise, so I should just stick to it.
Because, well, I guess I should look into any sort of black magic occurrences.
So you're just going to ask questions.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'll let you pick. Bailey, you can make me either let's see, probably appeal in this case, or an investigation check to do footwork, basically, to gather clues.
Neither of which I'm trained in.
Yes, good. You're not supposed to be trained in many skills. That way you feel good that you trained in those skills you did train in. Anyway,
Okay.
Arthur,
So,
you should probably make me an academics test, but your ritualist bonus, I think, would apply to this. Or maybe your friend of spirits. Actually, let me look at both of those.
Friend of Spirit says when dealing with spirits, I'd actually have to be talking to one.
Yeah, I might as well say it has to do with social text, too. Yeah, social test. Okay, so friend of spirit doesn't apply. But, let's see.
I have intelligence of 39. Is it rounded up or
Probably round down. Actually, no, round up.
Okay,
Sure,
so-
why not?
okay? So 39, then 19.5, so 20. Okay. I'm just going to go with intellect.
Smart move. Alright, yeah, so
Oh,
ritualist would
wait a
technically
minute.
apply, Arthur.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Am I choosing intellect when investigation is perception?
Possibly.
It doesn't matter, I got a fucking 80.
And that's still 20.
Arthur, you are in Scythia. Also, you don't speak Scythian. More importantly, you don't read Scythian. All of the books are in Scythian. Except for some of their copies of the Bible, which are in Greek still, because of Orthodoxy. Not that you read that either. You're surrounded by books you can't read, and everybody you talk to about these books is like, oh.
It's like Moonspeak. All this Moonspeak.
Dribble, dribble. Vodka, comrade. General Winter. Amerikansky. On the other hand, Bailey, with some help with the translator, is actually able to talk to people and be like, hey, yo, you hear about any heresy? Which some of the locals have heard of the impaling incident. They think that was a warlord or bandit group to the south operating in China or Mongolia. But they have heard some rumors that there might be some suspicious things going on. A lot of this is he said, she said kind of things, you know.
So
Yes, I
you're
heard
saying-
from my brother's cousin's nephew's uncle's former college roommate kind of situation. That farther up the tracks, there are a couple of villages, and the one you hear the most is called Stavrodar, which I will spell for you. That they are having consistent Stavrodar. They are consistently talking of having eerie occurrences or unpleasant situations, and because you got a couple of degrees of success in that, or at least one extra,
one.
the form of these rumors you hear is that this is apparently enough of a situation that there are tales of Bolshevik, of red communist amateur witch finders who are roaming around the territory near Stavrodar,
Okay.
which is given credence to the
Red
rumors.
Pundits roaming witch finders.
Which is not great for you, because those aren't your friends. They might shoot at you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, keeping that in mind, just like, and I think that's everything that I find, so.
If you wanted, you guys could make some tests or ask some of your friends to do some research about Stavrodar.
Yeah, I'll just. So. If it was a test to do research on Stavrodar, that would be what?
Academics or navigation. And different information would get that. Mostly academics, probably. If you tell your good buddy Arthur, who is not trained in academics right now, but was once, there's a switch. I assume you have a decent intellect score then, at least. Lucky.
I have at least an intellect of 39.
Mine
Or
is...
Or I could just ask one of the.
Yeah, mine's only 32.
You could just ask one of the academic people.
Well, I don't think anybody here, other than maybe your medic, would be trained in academics. Let me double check.
Okay, then.
I need to get the academics. Ugh.
Well, this will just be the excuse for you to buy it at the end of this session. You'll be like, gee, I really need to
Gotta get smart.
read books better. I'm terrible at
Gotta be
this.
more book smart. I know everything about this.
Yeah, none of your squad mates are trained in academics either.
Okay, so time to just roll unskilled.
Do it. I'll leave it to you. I believe in you.
I mean, you guys have luck.
I keep forgetting. I only have 2 points.
It's true.
How many points? Okay, so what exactly can I do?
I have
It's
24
under character
wounds, though.
creation. Luck can be spent to gain a
Okay.
plus 10 AI test before rolling, reroll a failed test, increase degree of success by 1, or increase an opponent's degree of failure by 1, or to instantly gain back 1d10 divided by 2 wounds.
Okay, I'll spend one before rolling to give myself like a 40 to roll under this time.
You regain luck at the end of a session or by getting a full night of rest.
Oh, full night? What? Oh! I misread that. Oh, I should be
At the
using
end
that
of session
more often.
or getting a full night of rest.
That is 1 out of 40.
Wow, okay. So, you find appropriate books, and then you throw them at Felix. Actually, probably you throw them at Conte, because she's got a decent int score, even if she's
It's
not.
like, here, books, read now.
Actually, that's a critical success, too.
Yes, because it's like that sort of roll, and it's like, isn't like a 99 a crit fail?
Yeah, 1 to 3 is a critical success, 98 to 0, 0 is a critical failure.
Okay.
So this means you succeed with maximum degrees of success automatically, as well as other maximized effects. So,
Okay.
the village of Stavrodar. It's a little bit away from you. It's not directly connected to a railway. But it is near some mining industry around it, so there is a rail spur and a rail platform which goes close to it. That's technically off your route, but possible for you to park there. It's in the region known as Daria. That's Dauria. It's close to the border. It is in some, like I mentioned, either flatlands or rocky hills area with some forests. You actually find a local administrative map. It's a small town. Got, let's see, which one? Population several hundred, like 300 or 400. Got the usual layout of a village. It's not a hamlet, it's a village because it has a church. So there's an Orthodox church, there's several granaries to store grain. Looks like various residential cottages. There's a small town square, which doubles as a market. There's a stable, and there's a village house, basically for sleeping, or for migrant workers and stuff, which could double as an inn. There are many other typical trades that would be in this area. There are many outlying farms. Judging by what you read or what people report on reading, it's mostly pastures and farmlands, so grains and cattle. There might also be some potato or legume farming. Not that there would be any farming right now. It's still way too cold for that, being in January.
Oh.
Yeah, so the fields are frozen over right now. Farmers don't have much to do. The village on the map is bisected by a small river or stream, which originates from a spring in the foothills. These foothills appear to be lightly wooded, and are often used for lumber. There's the river and some nearby lakes where maybe they do some fishing. It's reported that, fishing in Stavrodar is good. Lumber is good. Hunting good in woods. Possible bear. There are mines near the village and several other villages which actually, interestingly, dig up coals, precious metals, mostly gold and silver, but some copper, and a little bit of tin. And also, pitchblende. Which, if you don't know what pitchblende is...
I do not.
Me neither.
I know you mentioned it in the document, though.
You're not gonna have fun with this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's in frickin', special spirit thing. Fucking.
Yeah. Because there's poison spirits associated with radioactivity, which people don't understand well at this point, but it is in fact a thing. So it's still called pitchblende, but uraninite is basically uranium-rich mineral ore.
Great.
So in a few decades, this region's going to be very important strategically, but right now it's just stuff people use. And I think that the term actually comes from the idea, for its color. And basically that people didn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Interesting.
At this point in history, let's see. Yeah, at this point in history, people are mostly using it for either weight or basically to refine to get lead or radium or other elements out of. Otherwise it's useless. Other than it poisons you. But yeah, so
that's not good.
There's some veins of that up in those hills.
Huh.
The town itself, you check some maps, it runs along a water ley line. And the spring it draws from actually comes from a conflux of ley lines between water, wood, and earth that are up in those foothills. Because you got a critical success, I will tell you, research-wise, and basically you're checking like census data and stuff, and histories of the town. The town doesn't have a doctor. They do have some local elders who perform healing, and supposedly there are medicinal herbs and mushrooms and stuff which grow in the woods or people grow in their homes. There's not a strong history of magic in the town, but occasionally mages, usually earth or wood, but occasionally water mage will pop up. Mostly they stay in town and either do the informal apprenticeship type thing, or very rarely they will go off to an administrative center and get trained. And probably, because you're in White Russian territory, any mages who show any aptitude at all are probably being aggressively recruited to basically be like, hey, you want to not live in a rural village and throw rocks with your mind? Please help us. And maybe it'll go good for them, and maybe it won't.
Who knows?
It's not like you're in Russian, almost 1920s or anything.
But
yeah.
Alright, well, I'm sorry, I'm like
maximum
laughing
pass.
at myself because I can't fucking read shit, so...
Yeah. But also, maximum pass. You know that there is a spirit which is recorded as coming from that source of the water ley line at the conflux. There is a literal spring, and the spirit is called Baikal. And while technically they can manifest anywhere along the ley line as a water spirit, they choose... Oh, okay, he came back.
Okay, that's why I was trying to restart my connection because it started going red.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so the spirit's name is Baikal, it's a water spirit. It's technically then a well or spring spirit. Apparently, again, because you got a critical success, there is a natural mana font in this underground grotto where the actual water spring that forms the local streams and rivers comes from, where the spirit chooses to manifest typically. And that's what you got.
Cool.
Okay, so... Okay. Okay, good to know.
I'm gonna restock our rum ration here. I'll shell out some credits. My bad, people, my bad. Did we even got rum here? You get some vodka. Let's get vodka!
Definitely you can get vodka.
We're getting vodka.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah!
Probably better for fireball than...
What was like an MC worth like, what, $100?
Yes. Let me... Actually, I have my own documents. I can look. For everyday expenses, 100 MC is worth about as much as $1,000 in modern times. So,
Jesus.
1 MC is roughly worth, like, $10.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can spend an MC, restock, get some vodka, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
I think that's... Let's see. Yeah, that's common. That's readily available.
Yeah.
So you can drop a couple notes. Guess what? They take military credit here.
Yay.
They take all forms of currency.
Alright. Well, I've done that. I've done my good deed for today. Bailey, please tell me you found something out. I just language barrier. I keep forgetting. What Nightingale's first name? I keep spacing it.
Calanthe. It's weird. It's like Greek for an orchid.
Oh. Does she like her nickname Black Rose?
Probably.
Alright.
I said she
Black...
has a very dark sense of humor. So yes.
Alright, well, I'll just keep calling her Black. I'll call her Black Rose. Black Rose is like napping right now, and I don't want to wake her. And you ran off with Felix. I was completely ineffectual. Please tell me you found out something.
I found
You found no knowledge, but you do now have several bottles of the local vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just I found out information about Savrodar, which is one of the villages up the railway.
Savrodar, you say? Anything interesting about it?
Well, I'll just repeat the same information.
No, Marth, I want you to actually tell me.
Okay, so it's like...
Oh, I was gonna let it get away with it. I was gonna say, and then he told you all that stuff that he was told.
You don't have to give me word for word. Just give me your clip notes. I want to...
Okay. Well, up there's some... It's in a region where there's a mining industry where there are precious metals, tin, pitch blend, and coal. They have some, ley lines. The village itself has 300 to 400 people, and has an Orthodox church. And as I've learned that there are some residential cottages, some outlying farms and pastures, but again, this time of year, there's not going to be really any farming going on. It's bisected by a small river, and let's see here. And of course, they do some fishing, hunting, and of course, whole lumber thing there too. But from the most important thing of what I got is that two things. One is in White Russian territory, so mages are aggressively recruited there. And there's supposedly a spirit that's there.
Oh, what kind of spirit?
So here's a very legitimate question. Mark, does your character have a pad and pen set?
No.
So you just recited all that from memory.
Good job.
I'm just reciting this from memory.
Well, do you happen to remember the name of the spirit? I'm gonna get out my pen and pad set, and I'm making notes.
Just alright.
If they got mining, they might actually also have a small metal ley line up too. Might be good.
Yeah, you don't know if it necessarily crosses, but it's entirely possible if they've got a lot of mineral wealth, there could be metal mana flowing.
Yeah.
Then it was,
Did Felix go with you?
Yeah, Felix.
Felix, do you remember?
Yeah, it was by call. Baikal in hard letters.
Oh yeah, and of course there's no Ministry of Magic there, but sometimes mages are there.
Interesting. Well, I would dare say that your efforts have been entirely more fruitful than mine.
Oh,
Here, have a bottle. You do know it. I got way too much.
And then, of course, there's also some much more other stuff other than Severdo.
Oh?
First off, there's some hearsays, like, could be some barbarian groups that did them paneling, but then, this is how I heard about several darts from the hearsay, but of course there's also tales of a red communist witchfinder.
Oh my goodness.
Which we do not want to run across.
Witchfinder. What is a red communist witchfinder? It sounds like a mage hunter.
You guys would know this. Witchfinders is one of the old-fashioned terms for mage cops, or policing mages. It's the less formal version of Inquisitor. So, a witch-finding unit is... There's some assholes going around saying they're here to find maleficars.
But that's what we're doing.
Yeah. But you guys aren't allies with the Bolsheviks right now.
Yeah.
And you are mages.
We're mages in a place where they're not happy to see us in.
Yeah, that definitely we do not want to run into.
By the way, you guys are having this conversation in a local drinking and or eating establishment.
Yay, food. Is it hot? It's a be hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
I don't know what traditional Russian food is like, but I'm sure in the middle of winter it is hot. Probably is some sort of stew.
Oh god, I love stew.
But yeah, you guys are minding your own business, and suddenly there appears to be some sort of fight break out. Somebody yells something angry and possibly slightly drunk in Russian, and two gentlemen appear to be starting to tussle. A stool falls over and breaks. You think they might be arguing over a woman. One of them is dressed as a soldier, one of them is dressed as a civilian. It's mostly just grappling.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get in there and break that shit up.
Alright.
It's going to be like wander on over and just like stand by.
Alright, roll me an athletics test with strength.
I'm gonna use my luck points and I'm gonna get plus 10.
Plus 20.
Oh, plus 20.
Yes, plus 20. Alright, you gotta remember about spent one.
So, let me see here. So that's 23. My strength is... This probably be strength.
Yeah, this is a strength test.
So that's 34.
Your choices were athletics or grappling. I assume you don't have grappling, so...
Nope. I'm just gonna, like, lift the dude up, I guess.
Insert arms,
and get
push
in
arms
between
apart.
Yeah. But, let's see. So, plus 20, that makes 54, so that's 3 degrees of success, I believe.
Alright, you push him cleanly apart.
Hang on one sec. Yeah. And I'll just, talk to the one who can understand me. It's all like, and just, see here. There'll be no brawls. What goes on here?
Yeah, I rolled a double check. Neither of them would pass their opposed strength test. So yes, they're just Alright, so as you split them up, before anybody responds to you, both of you immediately notice, the pack, the Russian soldier you pushed over is immediately backed up by several tables of other off-duty Russian soldiers who stand up. And the civilian you pushed over is now also immediately backed up by a small pack of civilians who were kind of standing up and kind of watching the situation, but now you've got a snap fight situation starting to form. Actually, let's double check. This guy's probably in infantry. He's got an intelligence of 30. Can he make a raw... Oops, not percentile dice, that's just not real intelligence. 39 out of 30. He does not understand English. Comrade.
Quit speaking moon speak.
I'm sorry. I just like comrade.
Wodka, nuclear vessel, wodka. Poland? I don't, Tovarish da? I don't know enough Russian.
Felix,
yes, he babbles angrily at you. Felix Felix stands up. He's huge. He's towering in the room. He said something about, interrupting a fight between gentlemen, and he may have said something bad about your mother.
I punch him.
Alright, roll Warfare Melee. Also, for the sake of clarification, you're punching the Russian, not Felix.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, God. 34 out of 34. Wait, no. That's gonna be my... Is that my Warfare Melee?
Yeah.
Not my Strength. Yeah, so that's 34 out of 41. So, still 0 degrees, but...
Alright. Roll unarmed damage.
And, this guy better be glad I don't have no goddamn Iron Fist yet.
Or you're... glad you're not wearing sap gloves. Any number of things. Glad you're not a martial artist. Glad you decided to punch him as opposed to draw your longsword.
That's 1d2 plus strength modifier. So 6 plus 3, 9.
Alright.
Natural.
That's like over half his wounds in one go. He's gonna roll toughness. Oh, he passes his toughness test, 0 degrees. He stays up. He spits out a tooth.
And I'll just yell at him in English, like call him my mother. And
so the angry Russians all draw knives.
Oh,
Felix says he's not happy. He liked that tooth. Warrant officer, do you need help?
I'm just gonna be all like pulling out my trench knife and just like and just like casting Burn Brand on it.
Okay, make your spellcasting roll.
Oh, well, they draw a knife?
Yeah.
Okay. I draw a sword. Shing!
Okay, so that is...
And I'm going to, ask Felix to translate it. It's like... I think it's asking to translate, I best you leave off this course of action.
It's like...
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I will cast Temper on my sword.
Alright,
This
so
is like-
that's 2 degrees, I think, for you.
Yeah.
So,
And
Bailey draws his trench knife, and it now emits light and heat like a torch.
It's cauterized in Sunder tags for a number of rounds equal to your DOS, so that's 2 rounds.
Yes, and also plus 2 damage. That would be very bad if you poked one of these guys with them. They would not have
It's
fun.
like,
Alright, Felix will translate, so, we'll go ahead and, if you're gonna temper, go ahead and roll temper.
I got a 16, that's 2 degrees of success.
Alright. I assume you can track your own spell effects.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
okay.
So Felix will translate for you. Please make me an intimidate test. You can base that off Warfare Melee. Because
Warfare
you're threatening
Melee?
them with a sword.
I got an 11. Isn't that good?
Wait, what did you get an 11 on?
Huh?
What did you get the 11 on?
On my Intimidate.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's just a regular... I assume that means you pass.
Yeah. I got, that's actually 3 degrees of success. Because I have a Warfare Melee of 41.
Well, do you have Intimidate trained?
No. Oh, shit, no. So that's half, 21? 20?
Alright, so that's still a degree.
Yeah.
Let's see. They'll collectively make a will test. That's an 83. That's like 5 degrees of failure. And so, no, you draw a sword. There's a snap, crackle, and pop in the air as you temper it. And, it makes special effects hardening noises. Your buddy at the table pulls out a knife, which starts to, like I said, emit heat and light like a torch. So
I would like to also say that Felix has stand up, and he's a big man.
Yeah, I know. Felix stood up, and then he translates what you said to them in his angriest Scythian. They drop their knives, they run away. Some of them drop some coins or some bills on the table as they do, and they just get the fuck out.
Oh.
Very good. Put away my sword.
The civilians are quite impressed. They clasp you all on the shoulders and shout things in Scythian, which sound happy as opposed to angry, and everybody gets a round of drinks.
Yay!
Yay!
And you can go back
Oh,
to the
no,
train.
I got that. I'm gonna find out what they were fighting about.
Something about a woman.
All about the terror.
The soldiers are bored and antsy because they're constantly fighting, and like I said, there are partisans, so there's like sabotage or unmarked civilians who fight. So the soldiers are all high-strung. The civilians are very high-strung because they're constantly in danger of getting mistaken for revolutionaries and shot, or being mistaken for not revolutionaries and shot, or just being in Russia in winter.
And getting shot.
Yes. So everybody's tense,
Just being...
and people may have been slightly drunk in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And I deliberately wrote that scenario because, once again, we talked about stuff like Noblesse Oblige with mages. So, the entire thing is predicated on the fact that player characters will interfere with drunken Russians in a bar fight.
And I did. Damn it!
Yes, go for it.
Oh my
However,
god.
you didn't have to brawl with anybody. You punched a guy, and then you didn't have to stab them because they ran away.
Yeah.
They insulted my mother. I could not let that stand. I had to
And when
demand
there
satisfaction.
when there were groups formed, I guess that was possibly a thrill-seeking thing.
Yeah, no, you're ready
it
to
would have
go.
definitely. If you had not wanted to get into that fight, that would have been a will test.
I was like standing up.
Yeah, no, you were ready to go, but then the fight stopped, and there was it's not
It's
risky.
like, oh man.
I will clasp you on the thanks and be like, thank you for having my back, bro. I'll say
Yeah.
I'll use much more eloquent speech than that, though.
Just like gives a half-hearted thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Same to you. Same to you, Felix. I dare say your impressive size. I gave them the biggest fright.
It's like I'm secretly thinking I didn't get to stab a guy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
Okay. You guys are both good, right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well,
Because we've been going about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think we can push this on and hit the actual endpoint I designed for this scenario, sort of.
Okay.
Right.
If you want.
I'm
Yeah,
good
I'm fine.
with that.
Okay.
Alright.
And
So
then
we're still finding off low.
And, playtest. I designed a lot of this to test random scenarios, and you guys have done well also testing other things, like Mr. I'm gonna use a ritual to solve this problem.
Yeah.
It's
My
good.
thing. I wanna use
Stuff
ritual magic.
I think is working optimally. You guys are hitting the right balance between your passing some tests you're not trained at, but you're still failing most tests you're not trained at.
Yep.
Alright, so you go back to the train with your books and your notes. I assume you talked to the
Alright, so
captain.
my notes. Yeah, I guess I'll inform her. I'll tell her about the, Crossbow Barbarians, Red Communist Witchfinder, the Water Spirits, Svarodar, White Russian. Like, not a lot happening in the area, but, updates.
Yeah.
And I ask where she wants to go with that. It's like, I
Alright.
personally am always interested in beating a spirit, but...
Yeah, so, basically, she thinks about it. You guys have done all the research, so what her plan she proposes to the squad is that you guys in Squad 2, all 6 of you, are gonna suit up, You'll take the spur down to the train track close to Stavrodar. You will stop there. You will take on supplies. You'll, let everybody stretch their legs again, because it's only a few hours. And if you guys want, you can park there and wait till morning, or you can go in the evening. That's your choice. Because you've got some night fighters. And basically, your team, your 6-man squad will go ahead, recon the site, get information from the locals, see if there's anything that needs to be seen to, and if there is, you guys can go ahead and investigate or report back at your leisure. If there's a huge situation, the whole squad will show up and take care of it. If not, if there's nothing going on there, everybody gets back on the train sets off, and it's all fine.
Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, so it's about sunset when you guys get to the spur line and get off the main rail to park close to Stavrodar. Do you guys want to set out, or do you want to wait till maybe, pre-dawn? Keep in mind, it still is winter. The nights are long, the days are short.
Right.
It's goddamn cold.
Plus it's colder at night, so...
Yeah, let's wait for pre-dawn.
Alright.
Yeah.
You sleep. That means you guys can get your luck back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Bam! My whole 2 points!
You get your full kit. I assume you get all your gear out.
Yes.
You're loaded up on your strikers.
Yep, everything's loaded up. Do strikers have their own carrying capacity, or is everything just
No, they're an extension of you. They're kind of self-powered, so they don't count as weight.
Okay.
But they don't necessarily hold any. They're not designed to be load-bearing, as it were.
Okay.
Unless you get the special modification, to mount a gun on it, which you guys can actually do with heavy strikers. You can build little armatures so they can carry heavy weapons without you need to set them up.
Little setting mortars on them.
Yeah, you could mount a mortar or a proper machine gun or a rocket rifle or something on there.
Alright, but get him into striker.
Basically, 50% of what tank mages do is you do shock troop stuff, basically, early stormtrooper tactics. You bum rush no man's land, dive into trenches, and kick the shit out of people. Or you do what would be a cavalry charge, but because you guys don't have horses and have barriers, you can actually do charges. And then the other thing is you act as mobile artillery platforms and just blow up shit with your heavy guns. As opposed to air mages who do other fun air mage things, like shoot down other air mages in planes, or spot for artillery.
Oh god, I don't want to think in 3 dimensions. No. No!
Or throw bombs at trenches.
Yay!
Air mages are fun, but also, yes, they require a lot of thinking. What I was going to ask, though, is what's everybody's maximum overland speed in their strikers?
Alright, my max.
Well, let's see. I'm reduced by 1 because cold weather.
Is it 10 kilometers per hour times whatever your will modifier is?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so then that's 30.
Mine's 40.
Alright, I think 30 kph is your slowest, then?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll probably be the pace you guys set.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably means you can cover the distance in less than an hour. Which is good, because that means you don't use a charge up on your Ethereum cores. Yeah, because that would be bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody was... Really, honestly, Marth, you and Kirby should be glad that Lucky decided to create a character who was a tank mage and not a sub mage. That'd be real fun.
Being stuck in water.
Diving mages are... I will probably have to playtest that at some point, only just to show how crazily screwed up that is, because that has got to be fucking crazy. Being a diving mage, where your job is to set up mines, or destroy mines, or find enemy U-boats, or sink enemy ships, and other such crazy dumb shit. Be like Navy SEALs or Solid Snake and pull into docks.
I would still be up for it, because playtesting that crazy stuff.
Probably at some point we'll do that. But yeah, so yeah, no, it's real bad. You can't hardly use your guns underwater, so everything's a knife fight.
Oh god.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta worry
like
out for
under.
Listen, there's a
underwater
reason why
knife
I
fight.
built shark stats and octopus stats in this game, and also sea serpent and kraken stats.
So we would sometimes fight octopus.
Yeah, you might run into a hostile octopus or a kraken, which is a phantasmal octopus. You're lucky.
Yay.
Krakens in this game are very large, but they're not like super huge. They're only, like
They're
the
not
size
like
of a mundane giant
towering
squid.
giants.
Yeah, no, they're only 10 plus meters long, not hundreds of meters long. Still,
So they're more like the giant squids.
yeah, they're more like IRL giant squids, but nastier, and they have magic powers, and they're scary.
So it's just like the something blood bolt squids, which are very aggressive.
Because they're squids that are high on deep sea mana, and they need to eat big things to live. And they can crush your boats. Sea serpents are also not, miles long. They're also only several meters long, because they're a sea snake that's giant. They can still crush small boats in their coils, though, and they have poisonous bites and stuff, though. But anyway, you don't have to worry about any of that. You're in the middle of Russian winter. You have to worry about other things. Speaking of which, as you guys are minding your own business, just cruising along down the road,
Of course.
you hear, you need to make me some awareness tests.
Ah!
Uh,
Don't spook me, bro!
Oh, it's too late for that.
what is 9?
I got 9. So that's 2 degrees? I'm gonna start using calculators. What is this minus this? Is it more than that? Perfect. So 23, 2 degrees of success.
Okay, so 48 out of 40 on a trade skill.
Alright. You can't tell where it's coming from. But Arthur can. So there's a distinct wolves.
What?
And you see, out in the darkness, probably some, almost glowing yellow eyes. As a pack of very large wolves comes out to play.
Ah! Are we talking like dire large or just large?
Yes,
large?
they are large.
Oh god!
They have the large
Okay.
trait. So let's test formal combat. Everybody roll initiative. That's 1d10 plus your agility mod.
1d.
Oh, nice. 10, so 13 for me.
Wow. You can go first.
Okay. Okay, that is.
Let's see. How do I... Because you've got NPCs with you. How do I balance this out? For simplicity's sake, I think I'm just going to keep it to you two, and you're going to fight your group of wolves while the NPCs fight their own wolves.
Yeah, roll it. Rock it.
Alright. So, I'll say... you guys are fighting 3 wolves, and then your other group of people are fighting, a few of their own. So initiative is...
Bogged down.
Yeah, that's. Because. It does get crazy when there's big groups.
Oh yeah.
I rolled just
Oh.
once for the wolves.
How? What was the initiative for the wolves?
They rolled a 3, and they have agility mod 3. So they got a 6
Okay.
total.
I rolled like a 6 and plus a 3 for my agility mod.
Alright, so... let's set the scene a little. You guys are on a country road. It's not paved. There's a light stand of trees off to either side. Terrain's a little rough, but not enough to be difficult. Not that it matters anyway, because you guys have strikers. Let's see. Average distance from a road to a wood, we'll say, 10 meters maybe? From the tree line to the road. So that's the range you guys are currently at. Alright, Arthur, you're first.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm going to cast...
Oh, also, I will say, because you passed your awareness test, you knew this was going to happen, basically, so you were not surprised. You were able to draw an appropriate weapon before they come out at you.
Alright.
So now you need to spend action on that.
I will have my trench gun out. Let's see. I'm just debating if I want piercing or stun round. They're wolves. I'll go with piercing. So I will cast piercing rounds on my trench gun. And I'm going to burn a charge.
Alright, well, hold on. Before you do all that, let me double check something, because I want to make sure.
Okay.
Because this is a mechanical point of order, I need to double check. Where do I actually talk about attacking? I was just trying to double check if I wrote this down more, because I might need to clarify this. But the point I'm going to make is that damage reduction from toughness is calculated separately to armor. Penetration does not affect toughness. Thus, there is no reason for you to cast piercing on your rounds, because they are wolves. They have no armor. They have nothing but toughness.
Okay. Well then, stun.
Yeah, okay.
I will cast stunning rounds.
Sure to
I'm going to... Okay. I'm going to use a charge, my Ethereum, to boost my roll.
Okay.
So... I should get like an aspect. Aspect. And oh, okay. I rolled a 2.
Alright, that's a critical success. That's maximum degrees.
What is even maximum degrees?
What are you rolling against with your bonus? Like 60 something? What's your... Yeah, so 6 degrees.
Stun rounds. Make a spell custom cast of hack action. Yeah, all I get is the freaking stun tag, so it doesn't really do anything.
That's too bad.
Oh, okay. Well, this target loses additional actions on a failed test equal to my DOS. Okay,
Alright.
That's what it does.
So if they fail, they lose a shitload of actions.
So many actions.
Alright. So that's my half action. Now, let's see here. I'm assault, so I can, once per encounter, I may perform an attack action for free and then immediately perform a move action. So I have to do it in that. I can't like do a move and then do an attack. I have to attack, then move, correct?
Yeah. It's hit and run.
Not run and hit. Alright then, I will not... Oh wait, hang on, shoot. Sorry, I'm looking up frickin'...
That's okay, I'm basically writing down the damage rules while I do this. Attack hit, spell damage based on the weapon, damage reduced by armor, and then by toughness mod. Hopefully that's
Alright, and then I'm going to set Overwatch.
Alright. Alright, you declare an Overwatch. While in Overwatch, you may automatically make reaction shots against any enemy who moves into your line of sight. Alright, and it's not your first action, so but your turn ends anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got stun, and now... Yeah.
Alright, Bailey.
Okay. Okay, so
The wolves are about 10 meters away.
10 meters.
Your buddy Arthur has got his gun out. He did some magic stuff to it. It glows with a light, and now he's aiming it in the direction of wolves.
Alright, so they're 10 meters. Right. Okay. I'm just thinking over my actions here. I know that I have Grenadier, which allows me to actually draw and throw a grenade in my 2 half actions. Or I could. And drawing a weapon is.
Drawing a weapon or readying an item is normally a half action, but the benefit of Grenadier is you can draw and throw as a single half action.
Okay.
So basically, as long as you have 2 grenades, you get 2 grenade attacks around.
Yeah, and I know that a thrown item is range of meters, so the SM times 2 are long, which is SM times 4.
So what's your strength score?
I think my strength modifier is at 3, so 6 meters, and long is 12.
Alright, so they'd be in long range if you wanted to throw at them, which is...
Which I think is what, like a minus such.
Yeah, long range is minus 10.
Okay. And I think with the thrown item, that's like at a plus 20.
Yeah, it's your Warfare melee plus 20.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so I'll just do that and throw a grenade at one of the wolves.
Alright. Grenade comes out, pin comes out, grenade goes over there.
Okay. Where's my... Okay. Okay, that's good. So, 35 plus 20, so that's 55 minus 10, so you roll under 45. Okay.
Really trying to give you the spell description some other way.
Okay.
Alright, it's allowed to be success. The wolf will try and evade, of course, because you're throwing a thing at it. It's not trained in evasion, so it's a failure. The other two will burn their response. Actually, no, they won't burn their response actions. They don't understand how blast works. Okay, so roll your damage. 2d10.
Okay. My damage is 2d10.
The primary wolf will double that after you roll it, but before damage reduction because it's right on it.
And
The
then,
other
of
two will take
course,
regular damage.
then I have Grenadier, which has plus 2 to this.
Yep. Shocking. The demo man is good at throwing grenades.
Okay, so this is... Okay, so roll to 15, so plus 2 is 17.
Alright. And then that, for the first wolf, that doubles before armor reduction. Or damage reduction, I should say.
I think Pierce... Well, do they even have armor?
No, they have toughness, but that isn't affected by Pierce.
Okay.
Alright, so you do 30 damage to the first wolf. It disappears in a cloud. Even with its toughened hide, it doesn't have that many wounds. 30 is enough to take it to 0 immediately, so it is dead. And now you guys learn and or are reminded of a fun fact about dire animals. They have miasmic blood. So as the wolf is riddled with shrapnel, it explodes in a poison cloud. A lot like a Thin Man from XCOM.
How bad?
Okay.
It's only got a meter radius, so you guys 10 meters back are fine. And then the other two wolves take 9 wounds. They are not happy. You didn't roll 10s on any of that, right?
10s?
On either damage die?
What do you mean by... I have one of my dice was a 10.
Oh, that means you do special damage.
Okay, then.
Actually, I should
They
double check.
really
Does blast
don't
do
like
special
me.
damage? So probably something I need to clarify. Here's my weapon tags. No. Okay, so it looks like blast deals special damage as normal. You rolled 110, right?
Yeah, 110.
So you do special damage. Whenever you roll max damage, 10s on a damage die, that attack deals 3d10 special damage. And what was your attack roll again? 5? All right.
My attack... Yeah, my attack roll was a 10 and a 5.
No, I mean your actual roll to hit attack. So that was 05.
Oh, 5,
Alright.
yeah.
So roll me 3d10s. That's your special damage. Go ahead and...
Okay. Okay, so that's... So, yeah.
$25. Pain is unleashed across the organ and body. Heavy bruises and bleeding begin. +2 bleed.
What is this even?
This is critical hit tables. Also, that's not great, though, because the shrapnel makes the wolves bleed, and thus, more blood.
More miasmic blood.
They are not happy. But that was only a half action for you, Mr. Grenade Man.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, this is what he
Yeah,
does. He's only carrying 3, though. Or actually, how many are you
I'm
carrying?
not good. I'm only carrying 3.
Yeah.
I don't know, Thrill Seeker. Maybe it's cool to blow up more wolves.
I mean, they're still... they're not super fine, but they're... it's just some light flesh wounds in their thick hide.
Okay.
So they're not even at half wounds yet. There's... So... You know, you give them another go.
Oh, let's see. Throw another grenade.
Alright.
Grenades are replaceable.
This is... Oh, right. Well, I guess Thrill Seeker would make me do this, so... Make the wolves even more angry.
I don't know, I feel like Thrill Seeker would be more like you want to run at the wolf with grenades.
Nah, that would be... with Thrill Seeker is you want to do dangerous things for fun. You don't do stuff just because it's suicidal. There's no thing entertaining in bum rushing a wolf bleeding poison.
And you choose the... And it says you choose the most dangerous option.
Yeah.
And pretty much you try to make Willpower Test and not choose the most dangerous option.
I mean, if you're being realistic, the most dangerous option in any combat situation is not running.
Rush.
So, by not running, you were already fulfilling Thrill Seeker.
I guess that's true.
Right.
So go ahead and roll. Roll the grenade.
Okay, so I'm going to throw another grenade.
Yeah.
That is Okay, so I got 36 out
what was your
of
target number?
45.
Okay. So it's 1 degree. She took it at 0. Let's see. Nope, that's 47. Does not pass as evade. Roll damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually. The wolves know these explode in an area now, so the other one's going to try and dodge blast radius. That is a 96. No, it goes nowhere. The wolves understand the explosive thing is bad, but not how to get out of it.
Okay, so roll.
They're dangerous with these grenades, man. Holy shit.
Explosives and blast weapons are bad news bears.
Yeah, they are.
And none of my numbers for 10s.
Okay, so gotta do the calculus. Alright, that's another wolf toasted. But the next one hit by the shrapnel is still up.
Okay.
Putting the grenade right on them seems to do them significant harm, but
yeah,
the actual shrapnel doesn't necessarily seem to be slowing them down too much.
Okay.
Alright, well, it's the wolf's turn now.
Oh, bad.
Oh, bad.
There's
And
still
it's
a wolf
probably
left.
all. I probably drew all day, bro. Actually, no, that's definite at this point.
It's the GM's guide. Where's the actual regular rules? There we go. Look up my own rules on charging. It's down. So there we go. Charge. Move it to your auxiliary modifier times 3.
I have Overwatch. I'm gonna shoot it. It's gonna move.
Yeah, okay. It can't hit you. Its melee range is assumed to be at least 1 meter of reach, usually.
Mhm.
So it can move 9 meters in a charge, and then it would be within 1 meter, so it would bite at Bailey. But it's going to move first, so you Overwatch. So make an attack at
Overwatch.
minus 20.
That means
All
I
right,
gotta get
so-
under. I gotta get under a 20. Man, this is hard. I got a 65. I can spend the luck to re-roll, right?
Yep.
All right, then I'm gonna do that. Oh, I got a 9. Bitchin'. Let's see here. So, where's my trench gun? Trench gun. You do. I do.
I think it's 1d10 plus 6.
I think it's a little bit. No, it's 1d10 plus 9. I have it modified.
Oh, yeah. You got a heavy...
I have the heavy barrel. Yeah,
Sure.
and vertical grip. So 1d plus 9. Cone, critical, slow.
So cone means you do an additional d10 because you're at close range, I think. Which actually, technically, you should
Oh,
be...
am I? Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, you should be... yeah. Close range is... What's your minimum range on that? The smaller number?
6.
Okay, so yeah, you're in your medium range. It's at close. Because
Alright,
it's
so-
charging, so it's a little bit debatable where it actually is, but yeah, it would be within close range, so you do plus 1d10 because of cone.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
critical
gonna roll
means
another
you do
d10.
special damage on 9s or 10s.
Well, I did not get a 9 or a 10. But I did get an 8 and a 2. So that's 19 total.
So that's -8. That's 11. It's only got like 5 wounds left. 6. Close enough. Yeah. Okay. It's done.
Dundo. Eat snow.
You fill it full of electrified buckshot. It tumbles in midair and rolls over. The fight is won. Your allies similarly dispatch them in hails of gunfire.
Huzzah!
It's like,
Felix probably doesn't use his LMG, but just draws his heavy pistol and, pops up a couple shots. Same with Calanthe, but Areste's got the scout rifle, so she's probably taking, pot shots. But yes, they are dead, and they're leaking miasma, but luckily none of them are close enough to you to cause that to be a problem. Nor did any of them bite you, because another thing is Dyers get toxic tag on all their melee attacks.
Oh, God.
oh.
Alrighty.
So yay! Good job.
Victory!
Which
I guess
does in fact tell me that these stats for a baseline are in a good place. Tough and
Alright,
tight is
so, quick question. I've cast stun rounds. Is stun rounds going to last indefinitely until I actually have to reload?
good. Until your gun is empty, yes.
So, it actually behooves me not to reload, just to keep rolling with 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're better not topping off the magazine
Okay, good to
to
know.
keep your effect.
That's just like the little explosive rounds.
That's how
Alright,
all ammo powers work.
Yeah.
So they last
So
until
I
you
gotta-
reload. The assumption is you will be using up bullets frequently, thus it is a significant actual thing. Which really it is, because you either have to... You have limited ammo, so you can't replace it, and you can't... Unless you want to lose the effect, you can't switch to piercing.
Yeah. I don't know, I got 6 degrees of stun. I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That would be... Is stun a half action? I think it's losing
It just
half
said-
action.
I think, let me...
I mean, my rules, I should
Stun
double
round.
check myself.
Yeah, it's half action.
Alright, so that's 3 full turns worth of actions they lose if they fail the toughness test.
So, well, I mean... well, actually I looked up stun rounds, not the stun tag.
I should look at the stun tag.
Weapon tags. S is for stun. Because who doesn't love weapon tags? Yes, stun. When a successful attack is made, after damage is calculated, the target must make a toughness test, which is a -30 if they're half the wounds below. If they fail, the target loses their next action. And then they spend a response to make a toughness test to only lose a half action. So actually, that's 6 actions they lose. Straight up.
God!
6 full actions.
Wow.
Max DOS, it's crazy.
Wait, doesn't that mean, like, you can literally, like, if they don't make this, you could, like, literally just go up and coup de grace them since they literally could not do anything?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
God!
I mean,
So
you
you
burned
can
an Ethereum
realize-
core charge on this. This is what happens. It's why you're supposed to want to do that. You still
Okay,
rolled
yeah.
really well, but yes,
Oh,
no.
I need to mark that, too.
Yes,
Jesus.
because you only got 10.
Yeah, so now I have 9. How do they get recharged?
That's a time-intensive process. Basically, you have to go back to base and they plug them into something, or they let them sit, or you just get a new one.
I need. I guess that's why mana battery's great.
One, that's why
All
mana
right.
battery is great, and 2, it's why each mage is equipped with a spare for free. You've always got one backup.
Alrighty.
Because, as we've discussed before, you guys are okay. That just means your robot tank legs don't work, you gotta jog on foot. If you're a air mage or a sub mage and you run out of power, it's really bad. Because one of those keeps you in the sky and the other one keeps you air, because the compressed air for the diving helmets doesn't work without power. This is also why every soldier gets a rescue hook.
So now I feel like I have to list Ethereum Core 1A and Ethereum Core B. List their charges.
Okay, so
that's all done. You
Did
killed
I
about a dozen
actually-
wolves that are dire.
did I actually use any churches online?
Nope.
No, you have to.
It's per hour
You have to
of operating time, or when you cast a spell, you choose to burn a core charge to make your spell better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
did. Oh man, no, shoot! Now I really want mana battery. I'm like, I'm gonna be spreading spells all day, every day.
There you go. Mana Burn is good. That's also why the Fire Element spell, I think it's Mana Burn, is also good, because that lets you kill charges and things.
Yeah, that's why the spells I'm actually going for.
Alrighty, well,
Void is the element of pure energy, thus it lets you store energy. Fire is the element of purifying, which is why it's got one of the few buff-removing elements and deplete enemy charges elements.
oh,
It's also one of the few ways you can come back to life.
Oh, right, the Phoenix
Yeah.
one.
Once per session,
Yeah.
you get a free revive. Roll spellcasting, hope it works. But if it does, you
It's like
literally come back to life.
free res.
free res.
But only for yourself.
Alright, so, call out, make sure everyone's okay, make
Yeah,
sure no one's
everybody's fine.
injured.
Probably say something like, only spend a couple rounds of ammo. And then Corporal Cabrera probably says something smart about, well, he used a couple of grenades.
Don't you have, like, an ammo case literally full of grenades?
I have grenades, but then I also have fire bombs, like 5
Oh.
of them.
Oh, you have a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
He's got so
Okay.
much.
Then I also have some smoke grenades.
Well, it's good to be diverse.
I mean, you're the grenade guy. That's kind of your thing.
I did
Here,
take damage.
you're very good with your grenades. Here, take my 2 grenades.
Yeah.
That's
You
like-
pull the grenades off your belt and hand it to him. Here, take mine.
Yeah,
Look.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get more use of these out of than me. So just take 2. Just take them.
Yeah. I'll just, like, swipe them for instance. Like, thank
Yes, good.
After a
That's all
couple minutes, the miasmic
It's
blood
like-
effect dies down. They stop leaking poison and just go back to leaking regular blood.
And his
All right.
eyes just glow. Well, actually, eyes just glow normally, anyways. Just, like, glows
But
even more. It's just...
Yes,
Like, yes.
explosives, yes.
All right.
Just wait until you get explosion, then you are the grenade.
It's like, Ryan, I am the bomb.
So now then, what you're gonna do is you gotta start using enhance. Put explosion on your grenade.
Yeah, you
Then
can
you-
enchant your grenades to... Well, you can enchant the potion to hold explosion. as an alchemy and just throw explosion potions. Alternatively, you can just, suck up charges and basically self-destruct.
Oh
Just
God!
Burn all your charges in your Ethereum core to roll better. Roll big damage.
Oh.
By the way, that's also a thing that happens if you do a spellcasting mishap sometimes, maybe. Which I don't think anybody's rolled doubles on a spellcasting roll yet, have they?
No, I rolled 11 on a frickin'
Yeah, on a regular test.
Yeah, that's the only double I got.
But yes, so in case you forgot, if you roll doubles on a spellcasting test, that's a thing. So make note of that.
Will do.
That's where
All right,
magic
so
shines.
well, we got a whole bunch of dead dire wolves here. Would it be like we need to burn them, or
I mean, they've stopped leaking poison. It's preferable to burn them, but you don't have to. But yes, if you could just kick them in the hole and set them on fire.
yeah, let's do that real quick.
Yeah, do that.
I mean, you got a
Quick
guy
fire
who sets things on fire
and burn
for
them.
free, so...
And it's a half. Alright. Whatever action is.
It's fine, we're on
So it's
initiative.
free action. I just create a small fire and boom.
We play for several hours. we're wrapping up pretty soon, okay?
Yeah. Actually, and I think... Let's see. We had a fight. Are you guys free tomorrow?
I'm free tomorrow.
Yes.
Because
wanna
actually,
pick
because
this up
we've been
tomorrow?
going for nearly 3 hours, I could try and compress this to run faster, but it's just as easy to say you guys get to the village and then call it there, and then you guys can
Okay.
Yeah.
have a full session of talking to the village, going to the other thing, and talking to all those people, and doing all that stuff. That's unfair?
Right. Sounds fair.
Okay. Well, you guys have done pretty well, so yes, you get to the village as the sun comes up. some people are very surprised to see fully armed mages roll up into town, but
We
you
do
know,
that.
what are they going to do about it?
It's like,
And we'll call the session there. Let's
Go.
see. You guys did pretty good, so let's call it 200 XP.
okay.
I had a random encounter chart that I rolled 5 out of 10 on, and you handled all of them pretty good. Any
Yay.
obvious questions or comments about the game?
I'll think about them. I've got to let it digest. And as I said, I got people wanting my attention over here. So,
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay.
and can we feel free to spend XP at any time for anything, or is there going to be a specific process for it?
No, so long as you're between sessions, feel free to spend XP you've earned.
Okay,
Okay.
I will do. As I said, don't mean to cut short. I would love to give feedback, but as I said, I got to go. So
Yeah, no,
I'll
that's
talk
fine.
to you guys tomorrow. All right?
Sure. Since I'm still recording, I will say that just in general, my thoughts. Obviously, these mechanics didn't come from nothing, but I do like so far the numbers and stats I've put on everything seem to be working out okay. Like putting a grenade on top of a guy erases that guy, but at the same time, the wolves were able to take a couple blows from just the blast damage of the shrapnel, so I think that's okay.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
Wound totals,
I thought it
toughness,
was-
weapon damage seems okay.
I-
Some of your spell stuff is a little intense, but at the same time, that's because somebody burnt some charges and then rolled a critical success, so, numbers happen. Martha, you got any specific thoughts before I end the recording?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun and sort of, I guess, nice mix of different, systems.
Okay, cool. So we'll wrap this up tomorrow, probably.